So can we talk a little seed science now? Yes. All right. Inside of every seed, there is what is known as DNA. And DNA is the material that contains the fundamental genetic instructions used in the development and functioning of all living organisms. So the fruit of any seed is the result of what is already contained in the DNA. For instance, a seed of corn can only manifest corn. It cannot manifest or become a tomato. It cannot become a grapefruit. It cannot become a pear, a pomegranate, or a pumpkin. Why? Because DNA determines the end product. So when you plant a seed of corn, for instance, you plant it in the soil, and the soil must be fertile, and the seed must be planted in the proper season in order to do what? Bring about the intended result, which is for us a natural product made for consumption and made to give the body sustenance. But what do we mean that the seed must be planted in the proper season? Fall and winter, brothers and sisters, is not the proper season to do any planting at all, because the ground would be too cold and it will not yield any fruit because the earth is too hard, too frigid to nurture the seed. Are y'all with me? The environment is not ideal, therefore the seed, which was intended to bear fruit, the seed will die. The best time, the best season to plant seeds in this area is mid-May to early June. Why? Because during that time, the temperature of the soil is ideal for growth. The long hours of sunlight are ideal to promote growth. So knowing the right season and the right environment is essential. The minister says in this great book, Closing the Gap, which is a book written by the late, great student minister and angel, Brother Jabril Muhammad. All praises due to Allah. It is a book of him asking the minister some very powerful questions, but the answers that the minister provides are even more powerful. On page 258, he says this, and this is relevant for our message. He says that no matter what's in a seed, if it does not have the right environment in which to manifest what is within, the seed never comes into fruition. So many of us die as seeds that do not fulfill their aim and purpose for which we were sent into the world to become, because sometimes we are placed in an environment that literally stifles the expression of what God has put within us. Let's get an honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan a round of applause. You see, brothers and sisters, when we don't manifest what Allah has put in us to be, we die as seeds, never realizing our full potential, never fulfilling our purpose. We are no longer the best that ever made it. We become the best that never made it, never fulfilling our purpose. So it is only he who finds, so not only, pardon me, is he who finds his or her purpose for living blessed, but more than that, even more blessed is he or her who is found living in accordance with their purpose. Because when we live in accordance with our purpose, we are then justifying our existence. We are manifesting what is in that DNA for us to become. All praise is due to Allah. The minister continues dealing with environment, and he says this. He says, none of us are separated from the environment that produces us if God intends for us to do great things. I want to say that again, and I want to say it slow because I want this to sink in almost like a seed going into the earth. He says, none of us are separated from the environment that produces us if God intends for us to do great things. He, God, supplies the environment, the circumstances that others may see as negative, but he knows that those circumstances are absolutely positive to bring for this person to fulfill his purpose, thus glorify God. So you're upset because you didn't grow up with your mother and your father and that you was adopted. That was the circumstances that Allah allowed you to be born in. That was the environment that you would be born in so that you can give justice to the orphan, so that you can give love to the young brother or sister that didn't have. You didn't realize that your pain of your environment was necessary for today. Some of you were bullied as little people. You were short. People made fun of you. But God knew that one day you would be in charge. And when you got in charge, you would give justice and you would be a protector. You would be someone that would put a hole to the bullying. He knows the circumstances that are absolutely positive to bring forth this person to fulfill his purpose and thus glorify God. So don't complain about the hand that you have been given. We should seek guidance from Allah. Why did you birth me into this circumstance? Why do you allow this pain to permeate in my life? And I guarantee you that if you search for that question, you'll no longer focus on the pain. You're going to focus on the purpose, and then you're going to step into your purpose, and then you're going to feel fulfilled. All praise is due to Allah.